Welcome, everyone, to today's explainer. Welcome, خوش آمدید. I am absolutely thrilled to have you here today. We're going to build some incredibly important English skills that you'll use, well, literally every single day. And because we're focusing on foundational concepts, we're doing something special, a dual language approach. I'll break things down in simple English, and then we'll follow up with Dari translations to make sure absolutely everything makes perfect sense. Let's get started. Okay, let's dive into this. Here's our roadmap for today. First, meet the family. Second, possessive adjectives. Number 3, numbers, dates, and years. 4 is age and traditions. Then 5, family profile. And finally, 6, practice time.
Section 1. Meet the family, your loved ones.
So, we've got a few different generations represented right here. Let's learn these words. First up, we have the grandfather. In Dari, that translates to Padar Kalan. Then we have the mother, which is Madar. Next, we have the children, or Atfal. And hey, we can't forget the pet dog, right? That's the Sag-e-Kanagi.
Section 2. Possessive adjectives, showing ownership.
So the crucial point here is understanding how words actually change to show ownership. Let's break it down. When the subject is I, or man in Dari, the possessive adjective becomes my, as man. When the subject is he, o mard, the possessive transforms into his, as o. When it's she, o zan, it becomes her, also as o. And when the subject is we, ma, the possessive is our, as ma. Now, English has specific words depending on whether you're talking about a man or a woman. It's super important to keep these straight. When talking about a man or a boy, we always use his. For example, his eyes are green. In Dari, you'd say, Cheshmana u subs ast. But when talking about a woman or a girl, we switch to her, like her hair is long. Or in Dari, Mohaya u dorast. Let's put this into practice. Because she's a woman, we naturally use her. We can build a complete sentence by saying, her name is Rashida. It is her book. In Dari, that's Nama o Rashida ast. In Kitab o ast. Notice how you use her for her name and her again for her book. It's all about consistency. Section 3. Numbers, dates, years. Placing events in time. And this brilliantly illustrates a tricky little difference between British and American date formats. In the British format, you always write from the smallest unit to the largest. So day, then month, then year, like 13 April 2026. But in the American format, it's month, then day, then year. April 13, 2026. This means if you write a numeric date like 04/13, an American immediately knows it's April 13th. But no joke, that same exact number can be super confusing in the UK because they expect the day to be first. These written formats actually change what you hear in everyday spoken English too. A British person will typically say the 13th of April. An American, on the other hand, will just say April 13th. Both are using the ordinal number 13th. In Dari, this is sezdahom. Understanding these timelines is absolutely essential for making plans and, well, sharing your own history. Section 4. Age and traditions. Celebrating another year. Okay, before we start celebrating, we really need to talk about an important cultural rule. In American and British culture, asking someone how old are you is a question you've got to use carefully. Seriously, asking an older person their age can actually cause offense. It's kind of taboo. It's usually best to save this question for young people or your very close friends. But when it actually is a birthday, well, there are some wonderful traditions we follow. Let's walk through the exact sequence. First, you give a birthday card. Second, everybody gathers around to sing the happy birthday song. Third, the birthday person gets to make a wish. In Dari, make a wish is Arazu Kardan. And finally, the absolute best part, they blow out the candles on the cake. Blow out candles is Poof Kardane Shamha. Section 5. Family Profile, a sample story. Let's look at this model text from a young boy named Carlos. He says, "Hi, I'm Carlos. I'm 9 years old and this is my family." His stepmother is called Sophia. See how he naturally places his age right up front at the beginning? And then he smoothly uses the possessive adjective his to describe the relationships within his family tree. It flows perfectly. Now, what's really interesting about this next one is how it models a flawless family introduction. It says, "Let me tell you about my family. I live with my mom, my dad, and my big sister. We've got a pet dog.
It uses nice descriptive words like big sister to add some color and detail. And hey, it proves that pets are definitely an important part of the family story.
Section 6, Practice Time. Your family dates. All right, I want you to pause the explainer right now. Grab a pen and a piece of paper. First question. Who is in your family? I want you to list your family members in English. لطفاً این درس را توقف دهد و اعضای خانواده خود را با انگلیسی بنویسد. Once you have that list, I want you to tell me, what are their names? Try to write full, complete sentences applying those possessive adjectives we just learned today. Remember the golden rule. Use his name is for the men and boys, and her name is for the women and girls. And for our final exercise, I want you to answer this. When is your birthday? Write your birth date down, and try writing it out using both the British and the American formats. Look, learning these words and rules isn't just about memorizing grammar. It's about the power of sharing your personal story, your family, and your life with the world in a completely new language. So, once you finish writing this down, who will be the absolute first person you share your new English story with? Keep practicing, keep sharing, and I'll catch you in the next explainer.